Supply and demand. So what is supply? Supply is the amount of product that is offered for sale at all possible prices in the market. There's some laws of supply. So the tendency of suppliers to offer more of a good at a higher price and less at lower prices. So pretty much when a price goes up, the supply goes up, and then when the price goes down, the supply goes down. Pretty much because the producers want to capitalize. If people are willing to pay more, they're going to make more to make more money. There's some factors of supply. The first one being cost of inputs. So if it costs more to make something, you're going to make less of it. If it costs less to make something, you're going to make more of it. The second factor being changes in productivity. So if productivity goes up, supply goes down, vice versa. And then the changes of number of sellers in the market is a factor of supply. If there are more sellers in the market, there'll be more supply. If there are fewer sellers, there'll be less supply.
Wait.
Yes.
If productivity goes up, supply. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought you said the opposite. I was confused.
Welcome. Now you're good. So here is the supply curve. So as you can see, if there's less supply, it costs less. Then as you gain quantity, the price goes up.
Makes sense to me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's because it's, this misnomer is, it's
The
because
demand goes up for umbrellas, so either umbrellas will be more expensive or producers will make more umbrellas to meet the demand. So then the supply goes up to meet the demand. So some things are kind of like seasonal like that. Yeah, I guess that's one example. Yeah.
What other outside factors are there? Like when you're talking about that.
Yeah.
Money.
So I mean, one's kind of just the economy. How if you have more money, you're willing to spend more on something, or if money's tight, you're not going to want to buy things. But like, there's that, and there's like competition, I guess. Kind of talking about like the Gatorade, Powerade. If one's like much more expensive, the demand will go down for that if they can like fulfill their needs elsewhere. Yeah.
So like something that always trips me with supply and demand is like the hype of an item, because like there's definitely a lot of like consumerism culture with like I don't know, like Dom Perignon, super expensive, but like for what reason? Besides the fact that it's endorsed by a ton of famous people.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things you can do if you're a producer is you can, by hyping the product, you're moving the demand curve, you're creating more demand, and then that moves the equilibrium, which pushes the price up.
You don't have to produce as much too.
Right, it's like limited.
Yeah.
Like hyped up.
Or yeah, just
charge
depending on
more.
what it is. Or you pretend like it's not being produced that much.
Even though it is.
So make them more desirable.
all of this
Already at 50.
presupposes what's called the perfect market, right? Where like all the information is available, it's all free, there's many choices. Are there factors that can affect, so Craig mentioned one of them because, for a company to like boost marketing, to make the demand go up, is will, allow you to move the curve. Are there things that other players can do? Like, are there effects that governments can have, or city governments, or county governments can have that would move the curve? Can you imagine things that can move the curve one way or the other? I mean, can this be manipulated, or is this an ideal? Is this a real model? Is this an ideal model? Like, how well does it work?
I think
How well
that
does it match the real world out there?
yeah, I think it definitely could be manipulated by like, as you said, like government or like companies. I don't know how true it is to like what we see like in the real world, but I think that this is kind of the idea. But I don't know to what
I mean,
extent
if you imagine, like, what the supply and demand curve says that for a certain amount of supply, there's going to be an expected price, right? That's your price point. And ideally, this is where it settles. This is where the market settles, right? So, what happens if you subsidize housing, for example, or if you subsidize, right? Which means that all of a sudden, your price point is going to change.
Yeah.
right? How does that affect the market? Is that, can you imagine, like, what would be the impact
Yeah,
of that?
There's supply at school.
If suddenly, for example, if something like the government right now subsidizes, and we haven't talked about taxes yet, but like, government right now subsidizes houses by allowing you to deduct all kinds of stuff from your taxes.
Yeah.
If, like, when Trump was saying he was going to like shift the tax code, right? And suddenly people's deductibles for their houses were suddenly gonna vanish. What did that do to the market? Like, what, did you follow that at all? Like, did anybody follow that? When people were talking about the new tax code that was gonna happen, that happened last year?
Didn't a lot of people like lose a lot of money?
Yeah, why?
Their deductibles went down or something? Like,
Right, and so if the deductibles went down, then people were saying all of a sudden like, wow, therefore the price of my house is gonna go up, right? And people were gonna fear that that was gonna push the market. If the prices go up, that's gonna push the demand down,
Yeah.
right? So again, like in terms of like fitting that curve, right? This is a real example where you can try to shift the paradigm by marketing, by boosting demand, or by changing the price, either make it more expensive or less expensive, and that will drive demand, right? Like you can see how both of
Yeah.
them
Affect one another.
can affect one another in real life. That's what happened last November when they passed the tax code.
Yeah, I was not following that, that's interesting.
Could you pull up the supply and demand curve again,
Yeah.
or draw it really quick, whichever's faster?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna,
my password is Arthur1.
So this is what it looks like in theory if you have a free market, where suppliers can supply as much as they feel like and set the price at whatever they feel like, and people can buy whatever they want at whatever price they're willing to pay. Are there any things that break that in the real world?
there'd be like regulations on like how much you're allowed to produce of something, or like, what they're called, pretty much like artificial caps to how expensive something can be, and that just kind of sections something off, right? And the supply and demand will follow that and kind of to make up for it almost.
Right, so what happens if you put a cap on prices that's lower than the equilibrium?
Then the supply would come lower because you wouldn't be making as much money.
So put your finger, since we can't write on the screen,
There.
down, like right there,
Okay.
right? So if prices are artificially forced to be that low, what happens to the supply?
It'll be lower.
It's lower.
Yeah.
But what happens to the demand?
The demand, if it's
Higher.
It's
Yeah.
higher. So does that
Yeah.
exist somewhere? Like, do we have that? Do we know that phenomenon?
of a supply being lower than demand, yeah, like housing.
Where the price gets capped and therefore there's low supply and high demand?
The burrowing owls thing.
Yeah, what's that called?
Yeah.
What's that mechanism by which the price gets lowered with a cap?
I mean, oh.
It's not the price cap?
Rent control.
Rent control.
Right, so
Prop
it makes more people want to live in the place,
Prop 13.
and forces there to be less housing than there would be, and so that there's unmet demand. I mean, it's more complicated than that because not every house, rent control doesn't apply to every house. There's other houses. Huh? Right. But yeah, that's the. What about things that affect the supply?
Like regulations, how much you're, well, for housing, or just for,
Materials.
yeah, materials, like regulations, how much you're allowed to produce of
Space.
something.
So if you're not allowed, if they won't approve building, and that pushes the supply
right? So
down.
the quantity goes down.
Yeah, the quantity.
So that actually moves the whole curve.
Yeah.
And then you end up with, actually this way, you end up with higher prices and less being produced. Right? Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that is the first time that we and I have demonstrated this really dumb curve.
It's here for neighborhood dynamics class.
Right? If you, and the equilibrium is
They're like,
higher
this is
price.
great.
Nick,
higher price, but
would the school
lower
have a
quantity.
supply and demand curve?
So what?
Would the school have a supply and demand curve, like based on acceptance?
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. Like,
Yeah, probably, like they raise the price.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, like,
that's what Cooper Union had to do, right? They raised the price of the school because it was free for a while, but
Yeah,
they couldn't
I mean,
afford
like,
it anymore. So.
People, I mean, yeah, the supply demand curve only applies to anything that's on the market, right? So including high school admissions,
This
college
school is
admissions,
business.
right? If college raises their price, they make themselves look more better, right? Therefore, there's a higher demand, right? I mean, it's just like, it's all, right? It's a school, like, you know, it's really interesting, like, but
Everything.
again.
Right, if-
this
so if
is
they
only
doubled
for
its
a
price, what would
market,
happen?
Which is
They'd
never,
get less people or more people, depending.
No, less business.
But we live in an area where people definitely think that the more
make
expensive
college so
something is, the
expensive.
better it is.
Like the fact that people can, tons of people want to go to college, but and now people pay much more money because they know that they can because they have student loans. So then, as a response, colleges can make the prices way higher. Like if you look at college, colleges have gotten way more expensive as time has gone on, and that might be due to the fact that it's such a big student loan program.
yeah.
Obviously, there's benefits to student loans. I'm not saying.
Right, but that allows people to pay more, which moves the demand curve.
Fresh especially used to be cheaper.
but it's interesting for you guys to think about, like, this is it sounds like a dry economic fact until you actually start thinking about how it applies around you, and it's like everywhere, right? And again, this is only for a perfect market, which the market is never perfect. Because it's only the right prices, because you don't have all the information, because nobody can pay whatever they want for whatever they want. This just doesn't happen, right? There's limited resources, so I mean, it's interesting. Thank you. Okay, next up. Do you have any CMI report?